breaking news coming in. First statement from Qatar after the Iranian attack. Qatar government says it's a flagrant violation of our sovereignty. Right to respond in equivalent scale is what Qatar is saying. The statement also adds saying that the catastrophic consequences for international peace. This would mean that Qatar is considering this an attack on Qatar and not just on a particular US base. Qatar calls for immediate cessation of all military action. Qatar reserves the right to respond directly in a manner equivalent with the nature and scale of this brazen aggression in line with international law. The statement says, and I quote, "We emphasize that the continuation of such escalatory military actions will undermine security and stability in the region, dragging it into situations that could have catastrophic consequences for international peace and security." First statement coming in from Qatar, the land that has been violated by Iran as a response to the American action against nuclear facilities in Iran. The Iranian government had very clearly said that this is America entering the fray, so the response cannot be confined to Israel alone. So we spoke earlier to a journalist, and we will try putting out some of the statements that she made. She said very clearly from Tehran that the response will be against US military bases in the region. Harold Roth, a retired officer of the United States of America, Middle East expert, served in the State Department, joins me for more on this. Mr. Roth, thank you so much for joining us. The fact that we are looking at a response despite and in spite of the statement made by President Trump clearly suggests that Iran is on an escalatory mode. This is not Iran standing down. This is not Iran trying to find a way back to the negotiating table. This is Iran messaging to America that you've entered the fray, now you suffer the consequences.
Iran has undermined the United States from February 12th, 1979. It says death to America. If you look at when the Ayatollah Khomeini made speeches, he had a sign behind him in Persian which said there is not a damn thing that America can do. Well, they have been provoking us and provoking us and provoking us and doing and their nuclear program was going to upset the entire power balance of the Middle East. Standing down when you're about to be destroyed, which is what the goal is of the Iranian regime, both for the United States and for Israel and for Western Europe. And I would say also, remember, India is largely a Hindu country. And Hindus are also, and it's a land that used to belong to Islam. And from a Muslim point of view, once territory is Muslim, it belongs to the Islamic world forever. Do you in India want a nuclear Iran beside you that it says in its constitution it wants to bring Islamic rule first to the entire Muslim world and then for the entire world? And that would include India.
Right. Harold, focusing on what has happened right now, the statement that has come from the Iranian government, the National Security Council, says that there are 6 missiles that were launched on Iran, and so a similar number of missiles have been launched on the US base. So the same number, but also reiterating that it is not Qatar that they were attacking, it is the American base.
It doesn't matter numbers. This idea of proportional response is never how war is fought. If you are going to either whether it's defense or offense, you give everything you can to make sure that the other side loses. In the case of the United States, it doesn't want to fight anybody. It wants everybody to get along. But who is disturbing this? It is Iran with its nuclear program. And if it got nuclear weapons, the entire area, the entire world would be a failure. Now, it's as if a patient has cancer and you say, well, I'm fine. I feel okay today. I'm not going to the doctor. You put it off, the cancer grows, and the problem is worse. That is what America faces right
Right.
now. It is time for once and for all to take care of the Iranian nuclear program. And from my point of view, and I don't work for the American government. I don't work for any government right now. But if Iran is going to try to provoke America, which is
Right.
what happened here, there is no choice and thank God for President Trump. He will defend the interests of the
Right.
United States of America and the free world, which includes India.